Hello and welcome to our brief ship tour of Sky Princess, which we were lucky enough to travel on in April, and we're looking forward again to travelling on in this September. We begin our tour on Plaza Deck, Deck 5.
And there was a lot there to see.
There was an awful lot there to see. The hub of the ship, in fact.
In many ways, yeah. You've got all sorts of things down there. You've got everything from the reception through to cafeterias, really.
You have, yeah. So if we start our quick look at the reception area, which is quite nicely laid out, we were very privileged on board due to our elite status. You've got a separate area that you can go to and you get treated special.
And then, of course, we had a quick look at the spa on the first day that we were on. We didn't actually use the spa because it was a fairly short trip, but we did have a look around, and it did look as though it was very nice, very nicely laid out, very much mood lighting in there as well, which gives it a very relaxing feel. And I'm sure the people that did use it really enjoyed it.
Not really spa people, are we?
No, not
I mean,
particularly.
look at me. Am I a... No, don't look at me like that. Am I a spa person?
I rest my case.
So the other things that were really interesting on Deck 5, we had Sabatini's, which we did go to and we did try out, and it was lovely, didn't we?
Yeah, we really enjoyed Sabatini's.
But we've covered that before anyway. And right next door to Sabatini's is the Vines wine bar. And what did you think of Vines?
Vines was very good, if you could get in there, because it was very popular and just really difficult to get a seat when we were on there. We did manage to get a drink in there late one night, and yes, we were very well served there. Very good.
Yeah, Vines is nice. And that brings us along next then to the gelato area. Not really your cup of tea, is it, Lindsey?
No, but it is yours.
Well, I've been known to try one now and again. But no, you don't really like ice cream, do you?
No, not particularly.
And of course the main thing, it is the bottom floor of the beautiful piazza that's the centre of and hub of everything on Princess ships. Yeah.
And we did spend time there because it's also where the International Cafe is.
It is where the International Cafe is.
And that's open 24 hours a day. It does some really nice coffee in there. We did have some of the nibbles.
We had some nibbles. We had some nibbles mainly late at night because it was the only place that was open, and we got a little bit peckish after having a couple of drinks. But as you can see here in the video, this is how it's set up for early morning for breakfast, because it does serve different things at different times of day. One of the other places that comes off the piazza on Deck 5 is Bellini's, which when we were on Regal last year, this was actually the Good Spirits bar, but they've swapped Bellini's and Good Spirits over on Sky. A bit of a shame, because Good Spirits is one of our favourites. So Bellini's on Sky actually takes up an awful lot of room.
And that's a real shame, but it's just the way of the layout. I don't think we used Bellini's, did we?
I think we had one or two in there, but not many, no. And one of the other things that's on Deck 5 is the Internet Cafe. For those who were either having problems with their medallion access, because it wasn't particularly good on our cruise, but we were in Norway, and that apparently is one of the reasons. You can have internet access to catch up on work or emails or whatever you like in there.
So if you head on to Fiesta Deck, Deck 6, and go to the front of the ship, then the first thing you'll find is the theatre. And that's the scene of many an entertaining evening.
Yep.
Just on the coming out of there, you've got Churchill's Cigar Lounge as well.
Not somewhere where we've actually been.
No, we haven't been in there because we gave up smoking some time ago. So it's not something that we would have to go into. And that leads on into, on one side, Take 5.
Take 5.
Which is the jazz
bar.
Yeah.
It's quite a nice sizable area, and it has got views out to sea, which is quite nice, because that's one thing we have noticed on Sky, is that it's quite inward facing. But Take 5 area has it, and I'm sure it's somewhere in September we'll probably end up spending a little bit more time on certain evenings, depending what the entertainment's like in there.
And on the other side of the ship around there is the casino, which is huge.
It is enormous. The casino is huge. We did try the casino. Yeah.
Unsuccessfully.
Very
We just made a
unsuccessfully.
few donations to the casino. But they've also got a smoking area in there.
Yeah.
So if you are using the casino, just be aware of that, because it does take up a little bit of the room.
We also noticed, I think, that quite a lot of people were actually going in there just to smoke.
Yeah, they weren't necessarily gambling.
They weren't
or they
gambling.
might have been putting the odd bit into a machine, but essentially they were using it as more of a smoking area.
And bar area.
And bar, yeah, there was a bar in there as well.
Yeah.
Talking about bar, that brings us on to Good Spirits.
Oh, Good Spirits, yes.
One of our favourite bars.
Yeah.
It's just such a shame it's so small.
Yeah.
But we had fantastic service there. Well, we did across the whole of the ship, but in there they were really good. It didn't take long for them to recognise their regulars and to quickly come across and take orders.
Yeah.
In fact, sometimes they knew the order before they got to us.
Oh, yeah, bearing in mind we didn't really know what we wanted. It was quite difficult, but no, they were brilliant. Good Spirits. A real thumbs up for Good Spirits.
On that deck, you've also got Shops of Princess.
Shops of Princess.
Yeah, another place that we don't spend a huge amount of time, but we do stroll through there and have a look and see if there is anything that takes our fancy.
Yeah.
We have managed to buy a Stanley Bear from the Shops of Princess once.
We did.
And
And I won a prize
you did win a prize.
in Effie.
Yes, some nice jewellery. But we won't go into that.
No.
And also you've got the Future Cruise and loyalty desks there.
Yes.
Which is very handy and very easy to get to.
Yeah.
You get the details of their opening hours on the Princess
Patter.
and so that you can go down there and have a chat with people, run over any queries that you might have, or even book something.
And I
new.
do seem to remember that when we were on Sky last time, we did end up booking another cruise on Enchanted, which is where we're off in a few weeks' time.
Yeah. And last but not least, the art gallery's there.
And the photo gallery.
Oh, and the photo. Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, so you've got the art gallery, which is quite small and not very well sort of lit. A little bit disappointed with the art gallery because we have bought pictures on ships before.
Yeah, but it wasn't. They didn't really have anything new and exciting there that we were that interested in. But hey, they would change it all the time. So if it doesn't suit your taste, literally one day they might change it overnight, and there'll be something else there the next. So it's always worth having a browse through
And the
that.
other thing that was quite a novelty as well was the fact that they did have the photographic area open, and there were photographers on board. We've done quite a few cruises since the pandemic restarted, and it was quite obvious that most of the ships didn't have photographers on. In fact, I think Princess might be the only cruise line that we've sailed on since the pandemic that actually had photographers on. So you can choose your own photographs, and of course because of the medallions that you're wearing, it actually displays your own photographs at the time you walk up to the terminals, which is quite a novel idea as well. So we go up another level now to Deck 7, which is the Promenade Deck, which is quite a strange name for it, really, isn't it?
Well, it is because they haven't got a wraparound prom deck, have they? They have bits of a prom deck, but I think that was probably a bit too much to put on the signs.
Probably, yeah. But we have the upper level of the theatre on Deck 7 at the front of the ship.
And we have more shops that you can wind your way through.
More shops and a little seating area, as I remember, on
Yes,
Deck
there
7,
is.
that
Yes,
you can
yes.
sit there and sort of gaze around at the shops if you wish to.
There's also the sushi bar.
Sushi bar.
And if you're into sushi, it apparently is very good, very tasty, and people really do enjoy it.
Yeah, it's usually quite busy. Lunchtime people pop in there, and even evenings. Yeah, very good.
Then you move along a bit further, and you're again by that time in the piazza area.
Yes.
And you find the
Bistro sur la Mer, which we've covered on another one of our videos. It's a French themed specialty dining restaurant.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to do it. Nice little place. It is around the edge of the piazza, but yeah.
And opposite, on the other side of the ship, you have Alfredos, a very popular place all through the day for pizzas and all sorts of other Italian goodies.
And of course it is all complimentary.
Yes, that one is, yes.
And it's rumoured to have the best pizzas at sea, but I'm not really that sure.
Well, perhaps next time we're on, we'll be tasting it a bit more often.
We'll try again.
We'll do a taste test on that one for you.
Yeah, we will. Also on deck 7, we have
it's the ocean front, as they call it, which is where you've got queries. If you have queries with your medallion, you can go there at specific times and get some help with it. They're very good at helping you with that.
And you can get your merchandise there as well, if you have your wrist straps or your jewellery or whatever to accommodate your ocean medallion.
Then you move on to the Princess Live, which is a great little place. All sorts of game shows and presentations that they do in there. And it's really quite comfortable to sit in. Obviously, there's a bar nearby so you can get your drinks. And actually, the bar does lovely coffee as well.
Yeah, specialty coffee.
So you can get alcoholic drinks or non-alcoholic drinks at various times of the day, depending on your requirements.
Yes.
That then leads on to
the Crown Grill. Oh yes, Crown Grill. Crown Grill is another specialty dining venue, mainly a steakhouse, and it also has its accompanying Crown Grill bar, which is also a venue for live music.
Yeah, it's a very nice area actually, very comfortable. And once you move on from there, that leads you through to the Vista Lounge, which is at the rear of the ship. Very large lounge that they can use for all sorts of music and other entertainment. And in fact, it leads out onto an area at the back of the ship that has views out over the wake as well.
Yes, it does, and it's a very popular place. It also ends up being the late night bar and the nightclub, effectively, at the end of the night. And it's also where you have the elite lounge, your nibbles.
Yes.
Just before dinner. So it's a multi-purpose venue that's very large and very useful. So decks 8 to 12 are passenger cabins only, so no public areas on those. And on deck 14, as there's no deck 13 on board Sky Princess, there's 2 areas that we haven't actually been to, which are the concierge lounge, which is just for suite guests, and also the wedding chapel. And as we're already married, we haven't been there either, have we?
No, and nobody's invited us yet, so there we go. Deck 16 is Lido Deck, and that brings with it all sorts of interesting things. There are a couple of swimming pools up there which are very popular in certain areas, not so much in the Norwegian Fjords when we were up there, but there you go. There's also the Slice, which is a pizzeria bar, which is really nice. And one place that we made good use of, and that was the Salty Dog Grill, which is where you get your burgers and your loaded fries and, very importantly, hot dogs. So that was really an area that we enjoyed going to.
From there you come on to the Swirls ice cream parlour that I did try. Complimentary soft serve ice cream on board Princess ships, which is very nice, and in the appropriate weather it's nice to make use of. You haven't actually tried one yet, have you?
No, but I'm hoping that in August when we go on our short trip that the weather will be a little bit more conducive to me having an ice cream.
Why not? Lovely, nice ice cream. And from there we come into the buffet area, which is broken down into several little areas. It's got the bistro, it's got the pastry shop, and the World Fresh Marketplace. They all serve slightly different varying types of food, but again the buffet on Princess, very nice area. Gets quite busy at times.
It does, but they've got a really nice way of, especially when it's busy, of serving hot drinks, and they actually come around with a trolley and serve the drinks to you, which is a really nice way of doing things.
Yeah. Then right at the rear of the ship we've got the Wakeview bar and the Wakeview infinity pool, and that sort of rounds up deck 16.
Then we head up to deck 17, which is appropriately called the sun deck. On deck 17, which is the sun deck, we head straight to the retreat pool and bar.
Adults only area.
Yeah. For those of you that don't have children, when it's busy with children, that's a really perhaps idyllic place to go and escape.
It's quieter as well because you don't have the fun and the games and the pools and the sound and the noise that you get in the main two pool areas on the Lido deck. It's a quieter, relaxing place for adults only.
It also lists Movies Under the Stars here, and that's because that's the sort of level that the Movies Under the Stars screen is on. But the Movies Under the Stars actually goes across the centre pools as well, so it's spread. You can see it from more than one deck. And Movies Under the Stars, we haven't experienced it on Sky, but we have on other ships, and it's really nice.
Good fun.
It's a really good fun way of watching a movie under the star, even in the fog, as we discovered once. But we're hoping that our next trips might give us some more opportunity to watch either films or sport or other bits and pieces that they put on, which is really good. And as you move down through that area, you come to the children's and youth areas, and those obviously are shut off to adults, unless you're a parent or guardian, and that is specifically for the younger ones on the cruise. That leads us then to the
fitness centre. Oh yes, it's somewhere that I have visited on 1 or 2 occasions just to film. No, we intend to use it when we're on Sky in September, because we're on for quite a long time, and I think if we don't, in the absence of a prom deck, I think if we don't go in there for the odd hour or two, then I think we might be the size of an elephant before we come off.
Speak for yourself.
Yes.
So then you go head up to deck 18, which is Sky Deck, and you are getting a lot closer to the sky by this time. That's where the sanctuary is, and that's the one that is chargeable. And for those people that enjoy going up and having the peace and quiet and the extra bits and pieces that you get when you're in there, then that's the place to go.
I mean, I think the prices there are $20 for half a day just for a sunbed. And if you have one of the cabanas, I do believe it's sort of $200 a day. So it's not an inconsiderable expenditure.
No, but if it's something that you want to do, the opportunity's there. The jogging track is also up there. Not something that I do, but as you can tell, but it is a nice place to walk as well. So I think it's 7 times around there, gives you a mile, which by the time you've done a couple of miles, you'll be totally dizzy. And the centre court
sports arena
is
up there as well for tennis and basketball, being an American ship. No cricket, unfortunately, but why would there be?
Right. And last but not least, deck 19, which is the Vista Deck.
Yes.
And that has the mini golf area.
Yes, the greens, and sometimes I believe they do bowling up there as well. Yeah.
So there you go.
And that sort of sums up Sky Princess. I'm sure there's some little bits and pieces that we've missed, but we'll
find those in September.
We will, yeah, and we'll let you know about them and even show them to you. So for now, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye. If you found this video interesting and entertaining, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel. Oh, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get told about all our latest uploads. Thank you.